Well, turned out that that little bit of rot that I thought I had in here was a whole lot. This whole thing was full of dirt. And you see the big pile of dirt that came out from it there. Must be a gallon of it anyway. I've cut this off, and it looks like this place right there, it's supposed to go up against the frame. This whole piece here should be replaced, and it's bolted into the cab, and it looks like the cab is kind of sunk down over that. It's pretty solid, just flexing a little. Basically it's fairly solid down in the bottom there. It needs a whole nother piece put in there, but that's not what I'm going to try to do. And I had some gonna try and find some metal. I found an old shovel. I cut it off and beat it straight, and it looks like that'll weld in there, and I can weld it against the edge here and drill some holes in it so I can weld it onto that piece there. Looks like I cut it a little there. I probably shouldn't have done that, but I did. But I think if I weld it all the way good, all the way around there, against that and against this floor, not a lot left to weld on there. That'll make it fairly strong. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this jack under here and just see if I can jack that cab up, take a little pressure off of that, and see what I can do about getting it straight. I did a lot of cutting and cleaning. I found a bracket. I kind of cut it up. Looks like it'll go in here. And I can shove that other piece of it up against that floorboard there. And I think that'll be strong enough. This piece of shovel, it's a lot thicker, but that'll be good enough, I think. I'll drill a few holes in it to plug weld it. First I'll weld up these places here where I cut through that brace. Grind them down a little so it'll go on there flat. Clean this up. The bottom needs to be fixed, but I'm not interested in doing that. This basically will seal up the floorboard from the outside, and as far as I'm concerned, that's good enough. Somebody else can spend some time on it and fix it right if they want, but for now that'll fix my rust spot, and should be good to go. I'll get these ground up and show you some of the welding. Now here is kind of a score in the middle of my day. Guy bought an old junk van, and in the back of it was this toolbox branded. It was still in the box. Nobody even taken it out. Everything's here. and it's got a 1/4 inch and 3/8 drive. These are all metric across here, but the other tool set I had didn't have any deep sockets, and looks like this one's got a whole set of deep sockets and a bunch of little ones, and looks like some little stubbies here, both metric and American. That's all the tools that's in it. They're just empty drawers, but they're really good and strong. And so I asked him, I said, well, you want to sell it? What are you giving me for it? I said, $50. And he goes, $50? He says, well, that's, I didn't pay nothing for it. I got a lot of tools, so I paid $50. These, just the tools here alone are worth more than that probably. These are Husky tools, so I think that's pretty good quality, but it's a real nice chest. So, $50 junkyard find, brand new. It was still had a styrofoam and everything on it. So, oh, that's good. I got my plate cut here and cleaned up best I can, and I kind of welded this in a few places just to tack it to the floor. I'm going to put this other plate over the top of it. But, it looks like I'm good enough to weld this thing into the floorboard here. So I'll get to that. Now, to start with, I'm going to tack the corners. And then I can drive it in with a hammer a little bit. Turned out pretty good. Lower speed and halfway good metal, I can lay a fairly straight bead across there. too bad. You can see here on the bottom where I was kind of spot welding it a piece at a time, and up on top is a good full bead. So now I'll grind the rest of this down, figure out where this other piece goes and clean it up, and I'll weld that in. I got the other piece in there and tacked down. I'm just going to weld it first along that rusty place and then along the back, and then I'll fill this hole last. That took a while because it kept burning through, but there's this plate all welded up. It should be a lot stronger. I can let it down. I don't know if jacking it up really changed it at all, but it's into that brace pretty strong now. These holes, I'm not going to try to weld them. I'm just going to put fiberglass Bondo in there, and that should be able to at least plug the hole. I've got another hole down here right there. Might have a couple little spaces in this, but I was just trying to get this floorboard wire brushed and cleaned out so I can put that rust stop stuff on it. Well, I got it all washed down with this rust converter. It's been drying half hour or so with a fan blowing on it. It looks like it turned that rust all black. I did a whole rat rod with this. It makes kind of a nice finish on the rust, and this thing here turned out to only have a couple holes right there in it, so I'm not going to really mess with that. Another one there. I think this could all be just bondoed up and sanded. I'm not even going to deal with it. But my plates turned out real good in there, and it's strong. And I've got a few little holes in there. Like I said, I could have fixed them with fiberglass Bondo, but it's actually looking pretty good. And I'm not going to worry about it too much. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull that seat out of there on the other side and get the rest of this carpet out. And I've got some Rust-Oleum, whatever this stuff is here, oil-based black paint. So I'll just, if this will dry enough to put paint on it, I'll throw a coat on that. I may just let it dry overnight. But I got to get that seat out and get the rest of that carpet out and floor and see if there's any rust over there. We'll see. A lot of work, but that's the way it goes. And I cut this passenger side out. It rusted pretty good. It was full of dirt. I tried to get most of it dug out. This piece of metal I had here, cut out of that shovel. Turns out that's carbon steel. I tried to bend it and just snapped it off there. I don't have any more sheet metal. You see the piece broke off. So what I'm going to try to do is just put it in and 90-degree weld a piece on it, and then try to tack that into that door frame. But anyway, it looks like Mr. Shovel will fill that hole. Unfortunately, I can't plug weld it. I tried to drill it. I can tell I'm just going to mess up my bit. So it's really not a good patch or a fix, but it will cover that hole. And somebody wants it out, they can get in there and cut it out. It's a shame that it really needs to be cut across here and back, and the 90 put in it, and a good piece of metal in there. I really hate to try to do it like this. That one over there looks pretty decent, and this one's gonna not look decent at all. And I'll have to fill that big hole up there in the top with Bondo fiberglass. Probably this one here too. I really probably should wait until I get another piece of sheet metal. I got sheet metal at home. I ought to try to fix it right. Let me think about that a while. I mean, I really hate to put that big old piece of metal in there, especially when I know I can't weld it in solid. And it would be so much better if I was to weld a good piece of metal in it. That whole crack there ought to be cut out and a 90 welded in it, and then another plate welded. And it's cracked away from the door here too. That should be clamped together and welded. I've got a little hole down there in the bottom. The rest of this, I don't think there's any holes. It's not any worse than the other one, I don't think. I don't know. I'll think about that. See what I just weld this plate in and keep going. I'll wait and get good sheet metal. You know, I have this bed here, and that's plenty thick. And I've already started cutting it up there. It looks like I could probably get my 90 off of the edge of that bed, and I'll wind up using this bed for sheet metal. That's one of the reasons I got it. That's what I'll do. I'll just cut this bed up. I kind of didn't want to do that, but I won't destroy that Ford deal in the middle. I'll just try to cut around the outside and use what I need out of that.